Okay, we are now ready to look at the area of triangles. And you need to remember from class, when we looked at a triangle, we found that a triangle is actually half of a parallelogram. So we took what we knew about the area for a parallelogram, and we're just going to divide it in half. So area equals the base times the height, just like the parallelogram, but we split it in half because if we look up here, a triangle, this is the triangle, and it's actually half of this whole parallelogram. So again, that's the formula, and we need to understand which is the base for B and which is the height of our triangle. So base really, again, could be any side depending on the perspective of the triangle, the direction. It still has to be perpendicular, just like with a parallelogram. Okay, so there are your reminders. That's really important numbers to multiply. The base of the triangle can be any one of its sides, and the height is perpendicular to the base. So if we label some of these, we already have this base in this side here perpendicular. So this would be the height, and that would be the base. This would be the base here, and I'd have to draw an imaginary perpendicular line. That would be the height. This one, this actually looks like it's a right angle, so that would mean the bottom here could be the base, or the right side actually, and then this one, since it already forms a right angle, that's base, this could be the height. All right, let's apply our formula. Okay, I told you, I'm going to change this a little. I told you up at the top it's base times height divided by 2. All right, so let's look at our triangle. Let's make this base 15 meters. And let's draw an imaginary line that's perpendicular to the base of 5 meters. Just like with parallelograms, start with the formula. Area, that's what we're looking for. Find the area of each triangle equals, substitute what my base is. So the base is 15. Substitute the height, which is 5, and don't forget parentheses mean multiply. And then I simply continue the formula, divide by 2. So first we have to multiply 15 times 5, which is 75. And then we're going to take that 75 and divide it by 2. So what is 75 divided by 2? It is 37.5, and our units are meters squared. Okay, we're going to move on to find the missing dimension of a triangle. Okay, so they're giving us the height of 14 inches and an area. So we have to consider what's missing. Well, if I were to draw a triangle, not the best, but that will do. They've given me the height, so I'll draw an imaginary height. And they told me it's 14 inches. They're not telling me the base, so that's the missing dimension. But I do know the area is 245 inches squared. So I'm going to start over here with my formula. Area equals base times height divided by 2. Substitute what you do know. I do know my area, so A for area is 245. All right, what else do I know? Do I know my base? No, I don't know my base, so I'm going to make that a B. That's my unknown. What do I know? I know my height, and that's 14. So I'm going to substitute 14, and then I know the rest is divide by 2. So let's see what we have to do here. All right. This one, if you notice, this side of the equal sign has 2 operations. B times 14 is actually a multiplication problem. We have to multiply 14 by whatever the base is. That's what we have to find out. All right. So what we can do to start this is to work backwards. I want to get rid of 14, and then I want to get rid of 2 on this, the right side of the equal sign. Okay, so if I wanted to work backwards, I would, instead of multiplying, I would divide, and instead of dividing by 2, The opposite is multiplication. So I'm going to be thinking this, and I can use my calculator. I'm going to take that 245, do the opposite of multiplication to get rid of that 14. So 245 divided by 14 times 2. So if you notice, I did the opposite of what this is. This is multiplication. Down here I did the opposite. This is division. Down here I did the opposite. So I'm undoing these operations on the right side so I could figure out what B is. So once I do that on my calculator, 245 divided by 14 times 2, I actually get 35. So I'm going to keep that on the left side of the equal sign, and that would be what B is. All right, if I want to check this, I am going to rewrite the original formula, area equals base times height divided by 2. I'm going to see if when I do those things, I get 245? So I said the base was 35. I'm going to substitute 35. I know my height is 14. I'm going to divide by 2. So when I multiply 35 times 14 divided by 2, yes, I do get 245. So I did get the right answer. All right, have a great night.